Hello everyone, I hope you guys are well. Welcome to the advanced taxation demo lecture. Guys, there are a few things that I'll be discussing regarding advanced taxation, and you'll get to know about the subject as well. Obviously, this is an advanced paper. You have a prerequisite for this paper, which is your basic taxation paper at the fundamental level. So whatever you see at the fundamental level, obviously this is an advanced to it. The topics are the same. Obviously, by now you would obviously know that what the topics are, but there are some additional topics that are tested in advanced tax as well, along with some extensions to the topics that you've previously studied, which I'm going to give you an example for in a bit. Okay. Now, what you need to first understand is that the current Finance Act up till March 2022 that is applicable is Finance Act 20. Okay, so this is the Finance Act that we'll be following. Now, since we already know that this is our structure for ACCA, there's one more thing you should know is that advanced taxation, there are two reasons why people choose advanced taxation. Okay, so if you're still indecisive about whether to choose advanced taxation or not, two reasons. Number one, it has one of the highest passing ratios at the strategic optional papers. You've got strategic essentials, which are SBR and SPL. And then within the strategic optionals, the four papers that you have, out of which you have to choose two, ATX has got the highest passing ratio. And this is one of the reasons why students choose ATX, just to qualify. Second reason, which is one of the major reasons, which is why I, as a student, chose ATX, was to get exemptions at ICW. All right. If you choose ATX and AAA, you get exemptions up to 12 papers of ICW, and you just have to attempt the last 3 papers, which is called the advanced level. All right. So that is an added advantage. In fact, I believe for students who are interested in ICW, that is the only advantage if you see from an angle, right? Because see, um, other than that, ATX is of no use if you're not in UK. But yes, if you're in UK, ATX is probably the most relevant paper that you have. Okay. Now, if you look at the topics, you've got the basic income tax computation. You've got different types of incomes and taxes, for example, employment income, trading income, pension income, right? These are various incomes. The extension that I was talking about, for example, under the employment income, what you have studied at the TX level. By the way, just remember one thing, the course that we'll cover is from scratch. We'll cover the TX portions as well. Okay. So don't think that I expect you to know or expect you to remember the entire TX areas. No, that's not the case. We will cover the TX areas from scratch and then work up our way towards the ATX areas, right? Employment income, for example, if you just try to recall, you used to have some exempt benefits, some taxable benefits, right? You used to have some other areas as well, for example, allowed expenses, right? So you basically studied these areas. Now in ATX, an extension that I'm talking about, you will be tested on share options or share schemes as well. Taxation of share schemes. You will be tested on termination benefits as well. Similarly, if I were to tell you what additional topics have been added, let's say alternative investments, let's say there's a topic called taxation of trust income. There is a topic called real estate investment trust REIT income. So these are some additional topics, right? You've got capital taxes, obviously some additions to the capital taxes. You've got inheritance taxes and the CGT. Along with it, you've got stamp duty as well. You've got corporation tax. Yes, there are various other structures of corporation. For example, a consortium, right? At TX level, you used to have just normal basic group structures. Now you've got a consortium as well. You've got family companies, not part of TX. You've got overseas taxation, very crucial element of ATX. You've got value added tax, and you've got self-assessment and penalty. So these are like, obviously, you would try, if you try to recall, you'll see similar topics. In fact, same topics, but with extensions or some new topics as well, right? So this is the overall structure for your ATX. Paper is a CBE, 3 hours, 15 minutes. You've got two sections, section A and section B, no optional questions. All questions are compulsory. Question number 1, 35 marks. Question number 2, 25 marks. And question B, you've got two questions each of 20 marks. Question number 1, question number 2, 3, and 4 can come from any area. Question number 1 comes from capital taxation. Capital taxation along with income tax computation. Okay. So that, the question 1 is like, it sets the tone. And this is why capital taxation is one of the most crucial areas at ATX. Because remember one thing, at TX level, you were supposed to calculate values. You were supposed to use, let's say, in a few questions, you might see that, you were supposed to plug in the right figures. You were supposed to probably advise one or two places, right? In one or two parts of the question. But ATX is all about planning and advice. Numbers, calculations are just a byproduct. It's just a tool that you use to help you evaluate what the best advice could be, or what the best form of planning could be. That's all. So some students, usually ask, what's the, is the paper theory or is the paper numerical? It's actually 60 to 70% theory with supporting calculations. That forms 30-35% of the paper. All right. So and if you've given any of the professional papers, you'd know that at professional level, it's all about how you present yourself. You cannot just put forward numbers in front of your client and you can, you ask him to interpret it however he wants to. No, you cannot do that, right? When you're in a professional environment, when you're in a working environment, plus when you're at a senior position, you justify your workings with the help of words, with the help of, obviously, I'm not asking you to, and in fact, the examiner doesn't expect you to draw diagrams over here or use Microsoft Visio or stuff like this, or PowerPoint, right? The thing is that you should be able to use words to explain what suggestion you're giving, what advice you're giving, what planning, elements you're talking about. That is the crucial part over here, the communication. Okay. Now, the recommended resources, you've got my lectures. Kaplan book reading is recommended. We will use Kaplan Kit for practice and technical articles on ACCA Global. For the lectures, the usual structure is 2 live classes plus 1 recorded class. Okay. And timetable will be provided to the students who are willing to get registered. So this is basically the structure of the lectures. You will get my notes, which has everything. So book reading, if notes are in the form of PDF, by the way. So if you want to, let's say, go through the book, good enough. If you don't, you still find all the information in my notes. Okay. So that's one thing to look at. Now, the structure of lectures, or the way we will cover the content, will be topic by topic. Topic by topic means one topic ends when you're done with the content plus the practice. Okay, that is when one topic ends. Second topic, again, content plus practice. Now, this content has both areas of TX and ATX. Yes, there are certain areas which have no extensions or which are not new at all. So those are the same areas that you've done at TX level. Those topics will also be covered in the class. All right. Probably through a recorded class. Usually what I do is, because students find it more convenient to watch a recorded lecture on it, because something that you have prior knowledge on. So I usually give it in the form of a recorded lecture. Okay. Once we're done with the entire syllabus, we'll do a small revision for important areas such as capital taxation, overseas element of capital taxation and corporate taxation, right? Alternate investments, family companies. These are certain small areas, right? Small doesn't mean not important, extremely important. That's why I'm going to make you revise it. And then finally, at the end, if you want to give a mock, it's up to you. Your choice. If you want to give a mock, you can. My recommendation, better than giving a mock, is time yourself, open up the ACCA practice platform and attempt the paper over there. Attempt questions using the ACCA practice platform. There's one more thing that I strictly prohibit is the use of pens and pencils, use of paper, and use of a calculator. If you want to write down anything, use Word. If you want to calculate anything, use Excel, because that is how you will get comfortable with your the resources that you have access, the tools basically that you'll be given to provide an answer to the examiner. Okay, so these are just a few things. Syllabus is a long syllabus, it's not a short syllabus. All right. I have in the past seen that if I take too much classes, I've literally taken 5 classes in a week as well, live, all live, not recorded, all live. But what I have seen is that students face a lot of difficulty in grasping the, in memorizing the stuff. Because see, ATX, it's law. You have to memorize it. Okay. So it all gets jumbled up in your head and that creates a problem. Better is that 3 classes a week, and the course will definitely go, till the second last week of November, in this case, November 21. Okay. So this is these are the overall things that I had to discuss in today's lecture. Like I said, for those students who will join, you guys will get your your notes, Google Classroom link to the live Zoom session, and everything. Once you've registered, you can get to know your timetable prior to that. All right. Apart from this, if you guys have any questions, you can ask me. If everything is clear, we'll start with the lectures soon. Any questions, guys? Yes, the lectures will be, they will be live plus recorded. That's what I told you. For the recorded, yes, for the recorded lectures, you'll have my WhatsApp number. If you get registered, you'll have my WhatsApp number. If you have any question in a recorded lecture, in fact, this is what I encourage you to do. Stop the lecture right there, message me first, drop a text, and then probably start the lecture. And then, usually I'm in a class, so I might not reply right away, but I will reply. Okay. I won't, what I try is, because I've got a lot of queries pending up. So I don't do this, like, I won't ignore it. Some students actually text me saying that you ignore our messages. No, I don't ignore anyone's messages. It's just that when you text me, and let's say I reply you after 30 minutes, in those 30 minutes, your text has like literally gone down in my the chat area. So it's difficult to just go back and find, so that's why what I recommend is, if I don't reply you in a day, drop, just put a full stop and text me or a question mark or hello, are you there, and stuff like this, and I'll get back to you. Okay. Anything else, guys? All right, perfect. If that's all, I'll see you in the first class now. Take care. Goodbye.